Hello, Object Show friendos. Hope you're all doing well, taking care of yourselves, feeling awesome, or as awesome as you could possibly feel. And if you ain't feeling too awesome, I hope things pick up for you as soon as possible. Mikey back with another episode of Object Show Roundup today, and woohoo! We have a few things to go over. Everybody decided to pile out some updates over the last couple of days, which is fine by me, because it keeps me entertained. But yeah, I wasn't expecting it. Not all huge things, but just things. And I like talking about things, if it wasn't obvious. But I want to start off today, and I did touch on this over the last couple of episodes, actually, and I've mentioned it a few times before, actually, gotta stop saying actually all that flipping time. But all of the delightful, wonderful sausage roll art that I get, and I was like, I'm just gonna start doing like a fan art corner thing every episode. Well, not every episode, but if there has been art, I wanted to highlight it, like I did with all of the birthday pictures I got last week, which was super sweet of everybody. So yes, I'm going to start doing that now, because we have shared a few pieces of art before. I did a whole video going over all of the sausage roll fan art I got a little while ago. Most of it is now in the YouTube channel banner. Hooray! But yes, there is some other stuff I've had that I wanted to share as well, so we can give people a little yay, thank you, shout outs as well. So many wonderfully talented people. We're going to start off with Tentro, who did this fun little doodle for me in Discord. I love the eyes. This is me on an afternoon when I've had a long morning. I'm a morning person. My energy levels super high in the morning, and they just drift off as the day goes on. So this is me like around about 2 p.m. And then I come back up a little bit after that. But this is 2 p.m. This is generally me just existing. Brain gone. Existing is all that is going on. So thanks for this one, Tentro. And then we got this one from BFDIE. It's GUSTII. I'm so sorry if I'm pronouncing it wrong. I'm so bad. But this one was really fun. And this features like one of their characters as well meeting me. So they do have a few things over on their channel. I personally haven't had a chance to really check any of it out yet. I kind of would like to, along with so many other people's things. Let me just say a quick... I don't even want to call it an apology, because you all know I only have so many hours in the day, but I do want to check out so many more things, and I am going to get to as much as I can. I totally super duper promise I will get to as much as I can. I don't want to promise that I'll get to every single thing that gets sent my way, because it depends what else comes through during the week of all the channels that we already follow. So I'm going to do my best, I promise. And as the year goes on, I'm hoping to squeeze out more time here and there for stuff. It's just not something I can do straight away. It's something I've got to incrementally increase as I get more on top of things, right? So I'm going to try. But this was a really sweet one. It's it's just like an unexpected little, just thing, right? It just popped up on my YouTube notifications. They're a pretty cool guy. Thank you. Do you know how rare it is for people to call me cool out loud? So it was nice. And then we got this one from Awesome. Well, actually, it's Awesome. And I really like this design and style as well. This is another thing I really enjoy seeing, right? Because Sausage Roll is just a character. And Sausage Roll didn't have any defined characteristics, particularly, other than just being Sausage Roll. And the only reference people really had for the longest time was the picture of Sausage Roll that my kiddo made for me last year sometime, and that was the only original piece of reference art for the character. So we can all thank Ruby for the first version, I guess. I did a really super cheap one. I think I shared it at some point. It might have even been shared in the general art video I did. I can't remember. But I just threw something really cheap together ages ago last year, not long after I started watching Object Shows. And Ruby took it from there, designed something for me, and that first design has been the basis, I guess, for a lot of other people's designs and styles for the character. And I really like this one. Because he looks kind of taller and skinnier in this one, and I am not bashing anybody else's representations of the character at all. You can draw them however you want them. I honestly don't mind. But this one just made me go, oh, tall and skinny like me. That was sort of my intent with Sausage Roll. I do like the little squished versions we've had of them, though, they're all super cute. I honestly love every single sausage roll picture I've received. But yeah, I really like this one. I love the expression. I love the pose. I love the eyes. I love the eyes. This kind of the rectangular eyes. Love it. Thank you so much for this one. And again, they seem like a really sweet guy. I do try my best. I do. And wrapping up the fan art corner for this episode, you all recall that Forkaplier has done sausage roll art previously, but was trying out some new styles, and decided that sausage roll was going to be the target for that one. Look at this! I look so cool in this one. I look way cooler than I actually am, and apparently I am that awesome. Yeah, I did blank out the a naughty word in there. I mean, it's fine. I know a lot of people know all of these words anyway. I just try and keep these things generally swear word free if I can. But Fork, thank you so much for this one as well. This is absolutely, I love this. Look at the stance. I really like the teeth as well, actually. That top row teeth there and the little kind of shoot between like the front ones and the back ones. You can see the little line. I don't know. I really like this one. And I just really appreciate it. And little thing for one of my favorite little guys on the internet. Been really into screen tone shading. Want to try something with that. It's really good. It came out really good, Fork. What can I say? And I really appreciate you doing this for me and everybody else who's done any. And this goes way back to not just obviously these 4 pieces from today. Every single piece of sausage roll art I've had. I never in a million years would think I would be getting like fan art. I never ever in a million years dreamed that that would happen. So thank you all so much. It means the world to me. Every single one of these I get, it's like, oh my gosh, it's going in the good feelings folder. I've got a sausage roll art folder now, and I think I said this before too. It's like, if I'm having a bit of a rough one, I just open it up and I'm like, yeah, this makes me feel better. So thank you, everybody. I really do appreciate it. I did also want to super quickly talk about the Adobe Animate news that came out. I'm sure a lot of people on the OSC saw that news come out. And a lot of people have been obviously worried about what that means for a lot of shows that do work off that software, including me. I mean, I did post about it, but I think from what I've heard, from reading up on some things, the software itself, it's being discontinued, but to a degree where you can't use the cloud saves anymore. The tech support's going to end March 27, and I'm guessing that March next month is when you just won't be able to get a license for it anymore. From what I'm picking up on, people who already have the software will still be able to use it. It's just that you can't save in the cloud anymore, so make sure you pull your saves off the cloud. And like I say, the tech support being gone in 27. So I don't know what that means in the long run, but for now it seems like it's still a viable option. Again, I'm not an expert on this though. I just kind of jumped on it when I saw discontinued, and I was like, well, this is like, regardless of whether it was a punching my microphone, I'm so mad. Regardless of whether it is a widely used program or not, clearly it is though. It just seems like such a poor decision. But with all the big corporations making really poor decisions lately, I guess at the same time I'm not surprised. But it does seem like it's not going to be something terminal, and obviously this isn't just an OSC thing. Adobe Animate is used by a lot of people who do any kind of animations. So from what I've seen anger, obviously, but also it's like, it's still usable. But if you can't get a license starting next month, I mean, that's a big downside. But heck, there's probably other methods, which I'm not going to say out loud. Yeah, but on the whole, it is still a really poopy scenario. And I don't know, I was kind of hoping that give it a month and that Adobe might change course on this, but we shall see, I suppose. But in the meantime, I guess I'll just try not to panic. I think we're going to be okay. Again, I'm not a tech expert. Please feel free to correct me if I'm wrong. I've just gone off a few other people's posts, including something that Bonnie wrote about it as well. I genuinely think Bonnie's a good source. I would say that Bonnie's a good source. So hopefully things will just keep on a ticking. Even though it's ostensibly just a bad decision by Adobe. But, I mean, are we really surprised? Okay, time to hop into the first episode discussion of the day, and it is Animate Insanity Season 1, Episode 8, Remaster. Yes, that one got dropped on us over the weekend. We kind of got back-to-back remaster episodes, so they must have thrown two together and just sat on them, just so they go boom, boom. So, not complaining about that, though, because it's really fun to see these remasters. But before we dive in, I will always do the same thing as usual and say, spoiler warning, because, I mean, if you've seen II Season 1, the remasters don't super change, but there are little changes here and there, and if you don't want to be spoiled for what they are, then, yeah, definitely skip on to the next chapter for now. If you haven't watched II Season 1 original or remastered yet, then, well, spoilers for both, I suppose, and get to it when you get the chance. But either way, just a little note to skip to the next chapter if you don't want to see any spoilers. But if you're totally cool with all of that stuff, let's get stuck into this one, shall we? Because there was some interesting things. Some interesting things indeed. Okay, so yes, episode 8 is Foreseeing the Future. And we start off with a showdown between MiPhone 4 and 4S, with 4S saying, since he's the newest model, he's superior and is taking over everything. Yeah. This intro is pretty much a blow-for-blow redo of the original, with one of the only differences in the dialogue being when MiPhone mentions not having the same problem 4S does with Siri interrupting him all the time, because he's always been alone. Oh, foreshadowing much? Through MiPhone 4. Either way, the end result of the opening scene does remain the same, with MiPhone 4 being shot by 4S. With the classic, "Put that cookie down!" I can't do a good Arnie impression, sadly. We also get more 4S references in the opening credits of the remaster episode, just to really highlight that 4S is taking charge of this episode. And yes, MiPhone 4 really is out of commission. We didn't just dream that opening sequence. Whereas the original just has one line saying that the show is under new hostmanship. That was all we got in the original. So they definitely pushed a little bit more on this one to be like, yeah, MiPhone 4S is here. And after the credits, we have a chat between Salt, Pepper, Pickle, and Taco about the upcoming elimination, with Pickle hoping that both Salt and Pepper get eliminated. In the original, Pickle mentions that this is because of the two of them being at fault for losing the last challenge because of them being on a diet, but that line wasn't in the remaster. Now, I'm not sure if it was there and they maybe pulled it because of the discussions around some of the plot points in the previous remastered episode. But regardless, that's obviously just a thought, not anything we know for sure. So either way, that line did go, and Pickle just still said, like, I hope you both go. Hope it's a double elimination. And Salt and Pepper say they hope it's a double elimination too, and then it's Pickle and Taco that go out. We do get an interesting extra line from 4S here as well, when he interrupts their conversation.
Shut up! Listen to me! Now that I've killed MiPhone 4, I can finally possess what he's had all along!
A show?
Oh yeah, that. That could be amusing.
Just what could 4S have originally meant there by possessing what MiPhone 4 had, You have to assume he means the power MiPhone 4 has to create whatever he wants. But luckily for us, for now, the idea of hosting the show works as a fine distraction. Although that means we do indeed have to do an elimination. So, Pickle gets his votes doubled after arguing with 4S. Not a smart move there, Pickle. Gotta learn when to keep that mouth shut, you know. And when 4S claims to have cookies for the safe contestants, he holds up an empty tray. Now, here we are again with a difference. But this, I find, is a big difference between the remaster and the original.
Moving on, we have cookies like I promised.
No, we don't.
I must have misplaced them earlier. Siri!
Yes, Master?
Get me 5 cookies, now!
Processing cookies.
Now we have the cookies.
We have cookies like I promised.
Like, no, we don't.
I must have misplaced them earlier. Hey, Sir,
Yes, Master?
get me 5 cookies, now.
I'm sorry, generative abilities are not available through this software.
I thought you said you were advanced.
Well, since you think I'm so primitive, I should just let you all go hungry.
So yes, in the original, 4S can also generate items out of thin air, just like MePhone 4 can. But not in the remaster. Which ties back into what he was saying earlier about taking what MePhone 4 has. He wants that power, and he doesn't have it right now, despite apparently being a more up-to-date version. I do love these little differences they're sneaking into the remastered episodes. It's like, we're going to get some different payoffs in storylines. Maybe not anything huge. They're just maybe trying to tie stuff back to where they went with Season 2 and 3 as well. But, like, it feels like they're just leaning more into, like, look, this is how we know things went moving forward from this. So we're just going to maybe just do a little bit of switcheroo with some of this stuff and maybe add this piece here and add that piece there. So, yeah, I find it really interesting. And it's going to, like, the remaster is going to hopefully tie things together a bit more cleanly. Which I've got no issue with whatsoever. Also, since there were no cookies to give away as prizes in the remaster, we don't get OJ's line about chocolate not being a good mix with his acidity and giving his cookie to Bomb, because they both got immunity last time, so they got cookies automatically. But yeah, that's when OJ was like, that's how we find out that OJ doesn't like chocolate chip cookies. Because of that, chocolate and OJ, not a great mix. But we don't get it this time. But what we do get is a cute OJ pause when Bomb makes a joke about his prize of nothing being smaller than OJ's. Sorry, I like any excuse to include more OJ content in my episode discussions. I apologize. My bias does sneak in sometimes. OJ also mentions how he's not comfortable with the show being hosted by a murderer now, which was also kind of glossed over in the original. Okay, let's find out who's actually going out. Adam got 5 votes for some reason. Always a funny scene when MePhone 4S calls him up to tell him. And then Pickle is safe despite having his vote tally doubled. 4S also gives him a cookie in the remaster, which he calls a peace offering. OJ warns him not to eat it, but he already has. Typical Pickle. Can't keep his mouth shut for more than one thing. Can't keep his mouth shut when arguing with people. Can't keep his mouth shut when food's involved. Taco is then also revealed to be safe, leaving Salt and Pepper as our bottom 2. So who's saying bye-bye? As always, if you've watched the original, you know already. But for the benefit of us all anyway, let's see.
Salt and Pepper, you two got the most votes.
Wait, but that means...
Yes, as you are embarrassingly slowly realizing, one of you is going to be eliminated, and I couldn't be happier.
Oh my gosh, no.
Shut up, or you'll both be eliminated.
Hey, you can't do that.
Pickle, be quiet.
And now, the next contestant eliminated is... Salt,
No.
best friend Pepper.
Yes, I mean, no.
Pepper had a staggering 102 votes, whereas Salt got 61 votes. So yeah, she's safe.
No. Pepper.
Shut up about your girlfriend.
Oh, it was so fun seeing that Salt and Pepper kind of goodbye moment in the newer art style. And I also loved that they left in 4S's line, shut up about your girlfriend. It's, you know, for reasons I'm sure a lot of people enjoyed that line still being in there. We then get the poison cookie payoff for Pickle. This was also in the original, and it's why Pickle got the peace offering cookie when nobody else did in this remastered episode. So we could still include this joke and this amazing Pickle performance.
I hate him.
I hate you. That's why I poisoned your cookie. Prepare to die in 4 seconds.
Hey, that's...
You know, I'm pretty certain that's exactly the same death noise from the original episode. Oh, hold on. We can totally check that.
Hey, that's...
Hey, that's...
Yep, I'd say that pretty much confirms it. That's very funny. That's very funny. That's super fun. 4S then gives them their challenge for the episode, which is to make it across a pit of quicksand. That's it. That's all there is to it. And no teams this time. Just the bottom 3 contestants will be up for elimination. OJ tries to jump the pit, but honestly gets nowhere near. And we have a slight addition to the remaster here. In the original, OJ plops into the quicksand with Paintbrush following close behind him, and they both sink. Yeah, I think maybe Paintbrush was trying to save OJ because they kind of dive right in there where OJ was, but I'm not 100% sure. But anyway, they both sink and then pop up in another little chunk of quicksand nearby. But in the remaster, someone else steps in to help OJ out.
Ah, just missed it!
No, I won't let you go like I let go Pepper.
I mean, you could.
So yeah, this episode leans into Salt's thing for OJ a bit more, with OJ also leaning into his no thank you, I'm gay side of things. Although obviously in the first season that's not exactly the reason that's portrayed. It's more, ew, go away, I'm not interested. But obviously as the show goes on, that becomes more obvious why. Personally, I'm going to find it really interesting to see how they deal with the OJ, Paper and Salt situation in the remaster when Paper rejoins. Spoilers for future episodes. See if they maybe make things more obvious between those two sooner this time, or if they still just kind of hold it back for a bit longer. There was some elements of that friendship and relationship developing in the original season 1, but I do wonder if they kind of push it a little bit more this time. Maybe they wish they'd pushed it more back in the day, who knows? Another big change from the original coming up now. In the original, Marshmallow uses Apple as a stepping stone to cross the quicksand. But in the remaster, she has a different tactic.
Marshmallow, Paintbrush, I think we should work together as a trio. If we all form a line and jump into the quicksand, we can make a path.
A path that someone else could cross, but not us.
Okay, note taken. I've got it! Marshmallow, you can be the boat, and Paintbrush, you'll be the oar. Whatever that means.
Or you can just Walmart.
Marsh, Paintbrush, and Apple win immunity, and I applaud the commitment to a corporation. So relatable to me personally. Representation matters.
Yeah, the good old fist punchy fisty thingy. It's one of those. And leaning more into Marshmallow being more of a nice character rather than a meanie pants like in the original. Forrest also applauded her evilness in the original, which is definitely not a character trait that we relate to Marshmallow nowadays. So, you know, kind of leaning more into the Marshmallow that we know more. OJ and Taco then make it across in the same way they do in the original, using Taco's lemons. She seems to have like an endless supply ever since the Lemony Lesson challenge, which means that's 2 more contestants who are safe. OJ then talks to Marshmallow about wanting to get Me Phone 4 back, and wouldn't you just know it, Marshmallow happens to have a time machine. Walmart really does have everything. So they head back to the day Me Phone 4 was killed to change the course of time. Now, this scene in the remaster has an additional line that some of us definitely were very interested in.
Wow, Walmart has everything.
Yes, it does. Now go, OJ.
Sorry, I just got the weirdest sense of deja vu.
Well, yeah, we just time traveled.
No, but even that, haven't we done this before?
Quick, before it's too late.
Put that cookie down! No!
Okay. So this could just be a funny ha-ha, he's getting deja vu because it's a remaster and we're making fun of the fact that the characters have all done this before in the original season. That could, and let's be honest, probably is what they're going for. But the theory crafter in me and some other people has us all thinking like all kinds of different things. You know, it's like, oh my gosh, what if this is Me Phone 4 doing a remaster himself? You know, maybe that's where he is in season 4 so far. But then how would that make sense with the other characters being where they already are? How could they be pulled into a remaster without knowing it? How could Me Phone 4 do all this stuff without having the power anymore? It's like, nah. It's really long shot theory stuff. I think they are just leaning into the whole, look, they did it in the original, they're doing it again in the remaster. Let's just chuck in a funny joke like, haven't we done this before? And especially with the time travel angle, yeah, that does make the joke funnier. But, you know, you can't stop our brains from going into overdrive sometimes. But yeah, let's just say it's a funny haha joke, and I'm not going to try and dwell on it too much. But now I am also curious what happened to Marshmallow's time machine. I could just be misremembering. Maybe it was explained away at some point in the future. Because if she still had it, she could have fixed so many things that happen in the future. But I guess that would also be just too easy a fix for all the bad stuff. And, you know, it's like sometimes bad stuff's just got to happen, right? And having a time machine to fix everything is just... it's a bit of a cop-out, isn't it? So I assume if they ever do explain it, or if they did explain it and I forgot, it just stopped working, or got broken, or got misplaced, and Walmart just didn't sell them anymore. It was a limited time offer. Back in the original version of the episode, after that scene happens, Apple and Paintbrush make it across the quicksand the same way Marshmallow did, by using someone else as a platform. Right, so that means we have the same 4 contestants left over in both versions. Unsurprisingly, of course, because this has always been pretty much the same, and I don't think they'll change this elimination order or anything like that, because that would be... yeah, there's no way they'd do that. So yes, we have Lightbulb, Pickle, Salt, and Bomb left over, and there's only one safety spot left. And Salt claims it. She makes it across after accidentally causing Bomb to explode when she lashes out at him. After he asks why she's not even trying to win the challenge. And she explains it's because she, well, in the original she says it's because she wants to be alone. And in the remake she says it's because she's grieving. So yeah, either way, she's torn up about Pepper being out. But will be making it to the next challenge. While one of Lightbulb, Pickle, and Bomb will not be. But if we've seen the original already, we kind of know where this is going. But I'll try to leave some spoilers behind for people who are only watching the remaster. I do apologise for dropping the paper news earlier on. We then get the big reveal of MePhone 4 not being dead anymore, thanks to OJ and Marshmallow's time-travelling shenanigans. And it's fighting time. After a brief scuffle, MePhone 4 disorients 4S by blinding them with Hello Kitty. Oh, sorry. Hi Kitty Cat. Got to avoid those trademark infringements. Which gives him the chance to push 4S into the quicksand pit. How convenient that we use that for the challenge today, huh? Salt then asks what happened, and we do get some difference between the original and the remaster again here.
But how did you get back here? I thought you were terminated. I have been grieving you. I was mainly grieving Pepper, but I multitasked.
Well, you see, we had to go back in time to change things without anyone else noticing that we had disturbed the past, which was... so we did it all again, pretty much the same as last time, but better. Does that make sense?
OJ, if this relationship is going to work, you need to learn to enunciate.
Well, thank goodness he's gone. But now Pickle, Lightbulb, and Bomb are up for elimination.
Huh. So they did it all again, pretty much the same as last time, but better. Okay, so now that does really just feel like it's a reference to the fact that they're in a remastered version of the show this time. Pretty much the same as last time, but better, because of the better animation, the better microphones. It's leaning into that kind of a thing. Okay, let's just put all the theories to the side and just say, forget about it. They could still do something surprising at some point with this, but yeah, that definitely, okay. That explains it. Let's take off our theory hats and just go back to enjoying this remaster for what it is. Just a nicer looking version of the original. But one thing I will put out there before we do that is, did OJ and Marshmallow create another alternate future with this one? Because we've been there once with time travel. Season 2, episode 12. Alternate reality show. So it wouldn't be... we already set a precedent for this happening. So maybe that means we could divert. There has been small changes. Maybe the time travel could explain away some of that stuff. Wouldn't explain away some of the changes we've already had in the previous 7 episodes, though, but well, shh. Anyway, it's not something I'm going to think too much about. I'm sorry I even went there. I should have just moved on, but I had to mention it. Let's just forget about it and just keep enjoying it. Until we get to episode 9 and then more theories pop up. Shh, for now. And we have 2 different pre-credit sequences now to wrap things up. In the original, Marshmallow is apologizing to Apple for using her to win the challenge. But in the remaster, Ooh, we get a nice little setup for the future. Lightbulb asks MePhone4 why there are 2 quicksand pits, which wasn't really mentioned at all in the remaster, but we did see in the original, because when OJ and Paintbrush sank, they popped up in another quicksand pit nearby. So that finally got mentioned in this one, because it didn't really pop up at all, right? So MePhone4 then explains that if someone sank in one of them, they would come out of the other one, and then they could try and do the challenge again. So it wasn't just you sink and you're out. Very nice of MePhone4 to give people more than one chance. But of course, like I say, it didn't pop up in this one because nobody actually sank in the... Well, actually, one person did sink in the quicksand, didn't they?
Yeah. I'm going to need backup.
Backup, you say? Well, I know what this may be referring to, but we'll just have to wait and see. And if you've seen the originals, maybe you know what it's referring to. Next episode due up in the remasters is the Christmas special. So that'll be a nice, fun spring surprise for us all. Unless you wait till summer so we could do a Christmas in July joke. That would actually be pretty fun, although that means there will be a long gap between remasters, and I don't think they'll wait that long. Would have been pretty funny, though. What do I know? I don't know anything. I'm not an industry insider. I'm just a goofball sitting in a computer chair in a basement, thinking out loud. Anyway, either way, I can't wait to see that one. There is a lot of fun stuff in that episode, so bring it on. Great work, everybody, on the AnimationEpic team again. That was a really fun remaster episode. It's been really nice to get 2 back-to-back like that. But it's been nice to get those back-to-back and have a little bit of light, breezy stuff before we get back into Season 4. And some of the potentially heavier stuff. Whew. Gives us time to brace ourselves. Okay, over to a quick progress update from Donnie. Progress report. No progress is the actual update. January was unfortunately a little bit of a write-off. Been sick the whole month. Makes working kind of difficult. Hasn't really progressed. Been lacking motivation. I totally get that. I have been there before. And if you're not feeling great, you're not feeling great. There's not really much you can do about it, you know. Move some stuff around in the plot to try and keep it interesting, though. So that's good, I guess. I'd say it is. That's at least doing something. Once I get better, I'll get right back to work. Still no estimated release date, though. It's definitely not in the first half of this year. Hopefully I can wrap up production before the next school year starts at least. Though I really have no idea, and it depends on when I get this stupid sickness all fixed up. Yes, well, it is what it is. I do appreciate, as always, the update, Tony. Thank you for that. Definitely, and I say this all the time, and this is why I highlight things like this when I see them pop up. You've got to make sure you are okay before you start pushing on with anything else, because you could just end up making yourself worse, and that would suck even more. So definitely, yes, focus on yourself. Pick away at things when you can, but only when you feel like you're up to doing so, is what Mikey would advise. And take care, and I hope you feel better soon. Alright, we also got an update from Phineas, zippedties. Guys, I kept taking 6-hour-long naps for 30% of this month, and now Tour Academia is coming out next month. So this was back before February actually hit. Early next month, but still next month. I think there might be something wrong with me, guys. Gotta get that checked out. Yes. You know what? This, following up straight from Donnie's post about not feeling great, might be best just to see, just to check that everything's okay there. I mean, naps are great, don't get me wrong, but 6-hour-long naps, you're nearly leading into a whole night's sleep there. So possibly, yeah, maybe. But anyway, it was a really stupid-looking sneak peek. Appreciate the sneak peek. Appreciate that. But yes, again, I'll say the same thing as I said to Donnie. Definitely take care of yourself. You've got to come first. And I know you're working on stuff and you want to get stuff out. Listen, I get it. I'm not trying to tell you to not give people stuff to enjoy. I'm just saying that you can't burn yourself out doing so. Because that means, well, you might just not get anything done for even longer, right? Again, Mikey is not a medical professional in any way, shape, or form. All Mikey can do is say, I do hope you both feel better soon. Oh boy, we got an update from Funkchen-Sparky. Yeah, here we are. Look at this. Problems and solutions progress update. They found the VAs for square root and the other character they were looking to fill because they posted about that a while ago. So they've got those sorted out. Awesome. Storyboarding, 100% done. Concept and color keys, 100% done. Audio, 50%. Background, 12-ish%. And a sneak peek is on the way too. Oh, love that update. You know when Webs was posting about the exact percentages of the completeness of 3E6 and it had the spreadsheet and all the percentages on it? Pie charts and percentages. We're being spoiled by Funkchen here. I'm such a data nerd. I love seeing things like this. Look at the full pies. Not empty pies, full pies. They're the 100% pies, okay? So this is really cool news. Thank you for the update on that. And I'm just going to keep looking at these pie charts because I love them. I'm sorry, I'm such a geek. FusionAnimations posted a very, very quick thing as well, not too long ago. Hi, Coffee, what are you up to? Jump scare and lamp, huh? Sneaky little screenshot from Object Invasion 8. I would posit. Can't see what else it would be, because it's Object Invasion characters, and it's the person who makes Object Invasion, so it seems like a good call, doesn't it, really, to say that. But yes, this is what Fusion posted. Hi. Hi right back at you. Yeah. Things are obviously underway. And I do wonder, as has been the case in the past, if we get Object Invasion and Object Lockdown kind of at the same time, because that's usually been the case. So if that stays on track for the usuals, it's going to be a fun 2 episodes to look forward to, because they definitely left some interesting stuff behind during that crossover event. Yes. Some very interesting plot lines to pick back up. Over to BIJOU now, and Gage did not notice. Ooh, double negatives. Gage did notice getting to 5k subscribers. And posted this very lovely little thank you message. You guys are unreal. Moving too fast for me to keep up. You guys will get the thanks for, I believe, 3k subs video soon, but it'll be a triple threat. Since I'm going to do it for 3, 4, and 5. Yeah, just roll them all into one, buddy. I think at this point that might be the best way to go. This is what happens when you release a really, really, really cool first episode of a show and everyone piles on. Super happy for Gage for that. Warp Reality was really good. And if you still haven't gotten around to checking out Warp Reality Episode 1, woo! You've got to get over there and check it out. It's really good. And Gage signs off with, thank you guys so much. Hey, thank you, Gage. All right, time to dive into the second episode discussion of the day. Yes, it's TPOT 21. Insectophobe's Nightmare 6. But of course, before we even get started on this, I will do the usual thing. Spoilers for TPOT 21 galore. Just spoilers for pre-TPOT 21 stuff as well. So, I mean, really, honestly, if you've got catching up to do in any way, shape, or form, the usual thing of skipping to the next chapter for now, maybe sneak on back again after you've watched TPOT 21, because we've got a lot to talk about. Lots of interesting things happened in this one. So yes, it is finally time for us to see what happened in the aftermath of the challenge from TPOT 19, because we got the one backstory episode in TPOT 20, so it's been quite a while since we saw everybody here. Most of the contestants are still dead after the Battle Royale from that episode, but to get things started, we see Two's perspective of everything that happened.
Wait, that voice. It couldn't be. No! Ouch! Ah! No! Not now!
I can do it! I've had similar powers. Nothing quite as powerful as what you got, but I can send you back. If you gave me some of that.
No! She can't!
Send me back to give me a second shot at this?
Yeah!
Pencil!
What do you think?
No! Pencil! Pencil! It was 1.
So, 2 finally knows who's responsible for the disappearance of Gatey and the other weirdness that's been going on. but they remain powerless. Although they are finally out of bed. One step at a time, too, one step at a time. We then get a quick recap of one sealing 4 up in the moon, as revenge for doing the same thing to her, and we get some more alternative perspectives from when one morphs the planet and then launches it into parts unknown.
Ouchie, what happened?
What the? What's happening?
Hang in there, 8-ball. Hold on.
Well now, Bandland, there's a place we haven't seen in quite a while. Actually, it was way back in TPOT 12. What's up, Bell String? So it's been quite a while. And we see our poor Grassy bouncing around in those vents. 2 hears him crying as we run through the thoughts in Grassy's mind about people who were mean or brushed him off in the previous episode, the previous challenge, I should say, until he starts remembering the good things that he's experienced.
Grassy, grab X and make them give you the key.
How?
I'm strong.
How is this possible? Me and Grassy! Ha 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 ha! Oh no, not Grassy! I'm so scared!
I'm Grassy! Go, Snowball! Attack! Ouch! We're the strongest team ever!
Remember, stay strong! Stay strong! Stay strong! Stay strong! Stay strong!
Stay strong!
This scene really got me. But you know, now, maybe we're going to see some Grassy growth. He climbs out of the vent and quickly realizes that he's alone in the hotel. Apart from 2. But 2's locked in their room. And despite being out of bed, isn't exactly super mobile right now. And Grassy notices that the recovery center isn't in the hotel anymore, before venturing outside to see the landscape dark and odd black goo everywhere, which does terrible things to the environment. Yeah, things don't look too great around here right now. We hop over to X and the BFB cast again now, with X going over the footage from TPOT 19.
No! I knew she was back! Walkie, I knew she was back!
I don't know who this is, man!
Pencil! I'm like, coming, Pencil!
Yeah, so X gets that dreaded confirmation that indeed one is back. Well, was back, has disappeared again for now, and Match is off to save her bestie. Match still being so dedicated to Pencil after all of the Free Smart ups and downs. That really got to me too. My heart's already taken a couple of punches in this episode. And there's more to come. Grassy is still surveying the carnage around the hotel meanwhile, walking past the body of Marker, finding the remains of Fanny, while 2 stays on task and starts writing the voting results from TPOT 19. Not that this feels particularly important right now with everything else going on, but I guess we do still technically have a competition underway, don't we? Grassy continues exploring the hotel, coming across Tree and the puddle that was once Golf Ball, along with the 4-horse stood shaking next to the body of Tennis Ball. Really was a ride of an episode, wasn't it, 19? He then decides to brave the outside again as 2 wraps up the first elimination from Team Do, and Bottle is out. this one did surprise me. I thought Lai was in trouble after her merciless killing spree in the last challenge, but who am I to try and predict who people are going to vote for? Right? I mean, what do I know? Nothing, clearly. Grassy then heads into the kind of workshop garage of the hotel, and I don't know if these items have popped up before, but I did love the X crossing and the clock on the wall. Those are really fun. Wonder if they're hinting at some possible future merchandise there. After that, he heads to one of the rooms and starts keeping track of the days on a calendar. And of course, right now we're mid-July 2025, which is when TPOT 19 first came out on the tour. Time for a time skip / montage.
Hello?
Yeah, probably shouldn't.
So, Grassy is trying to fix up the hotel as best he can, while 2 is trying to untangle those tangly limbs of theirs. Both doing, well, let's just say one of them's doing a better job than the other one is. Now that the hotel is clean, Grassy gets to work trying to fix up some of the dead contestants. With no recovery center, he has to rely on good old-fashioned tools in the workshop, with Lai being the first one on his mind. And 2 finally getting one of those limbs behaving. Alright, they're both making strides. And 2 gets started writing down the voting results for Death Pact yet again. Grassy finishes putting Lai back together again, but how is he going to properly recover her?
Pencil, the little grass guy. Hi.
So the black goo has recovery powers. I mean, it makes sense since it brought that bush to life. But I mean, maybe you've got to be careful with how long you leave stuff in there. Leave it in there too long and they might mutate, become evil. Right? I guess you got to time it right. Don't quite know how Grassy figured. Maybe Grassy just figured that out seeing the bush come to life. It just seems like something weird that Grassy just happened to know how to do. But hey, you know, it does work. And yay, 2 looks like their usual self again. And boo, 3 is out. I suppose out of the 4 Death Pactors up for elimination, I can understand that one. Plus, you know, with Black Hole currently being held captive by 1, we need to see where his story goes. How would they even eliminated Black Hole anyway if he had been eliminated because nobody knows where he is? Of course, the 2 contestants who have been eliminated can't be taken out of the game yet, since they're both still very much dead. Unlike Lai, who Grassy brings back for a second time, ensuring they both get to the hotel before anything can happen this time round. But suddenly, Fiery Jr. absolutely demolishing a jar of cookies while trapped underground with winner and loser. And just why are they trapped underground? Well...
Alright, take a breather, guys, and we'll head out when the coast is clear.
Oh yeah, so what was I saying about the black goop not just bringing inanimate things to life, but also mutating currently alive things? So that would mean you'd have to only leave someone a dead body in the black goop for a small time to make sure they come back as themselves. I guess if you leave them in there too long, you might get a mutated David. So yeah, anyway, that bunch of the underground gang right now, but Fiery Jr. is losing his mind down there and makes a dash for freedom. As annoying as he has been, Winner can't bring themselves to let him go on his own, and both them and Loser also head back up to the surface. Once they both catch up to Fiery Jr., he singes the final cookie and attracts some unwanted attention. Yeah, some unwanted attention that munches Fiery Jr. and then goes a-hoppin', with Winner and Loser in tow. Guess Fiery Jr. is useful for something after all. Back at the hotel, and Lai is bored watching Grassy fix stuff. Interesting how we've gone from those Fiery Jr. being bored being stuck underground, Lai being bored watching Grassy fix stuff up in the hotel. Yeah, unexpected peas in a pod, those two. So anyway, yeah, Lai wants to go exploring the weirdness that is their outside world now, and we have a nice little touch when she struggles to open the workshop's sliding garage door, and Grassy does it with ease.
Wow, getting strong, Grassy.
Look how happy he is with the compliment. I love this little fella, honestly. As the trio head off to explore Cake's Bakery, which has replaced Gelatin Steakhouse in this odd new world, Two finally manages to smash the window of their room and notices them, trying to get their attention. With no luck, they're already in there, door shut. And as we get into the bakery, we get some tapey content.
People? Finally! What happened to the steakhouse, guys? I blinked 1 second and everything changed. Yeah!
Ew, adventure ruined. Bored now.
Sorry, baby.
And the tapey fans went wild for like a minute. I mean, at least we got a little bit of tapey content. But now we do have a good bunch of people back together again. So just where do we go from here? The answer to that question is that we head back to the exit to find Needle still trying to break into the Eternal Algebra classroom while everyone else has collapsed from exhaustion behind her. Needle's a strong one for sure, but I think this challenge is even beyond her. She asks Six for help, but Six is much more keen on finding 3, as they know 3 is in this place somewhere. That's got some exciting connotations though, and that's surely going to lead us closer to the conclusion of 1's story. So once 3's been found and taken out of this place, assuming that's what happens, but we honestly actually don't see any more of the Exiters in this episode, so that plotline just going to have to stay on ice for now, presumably until we see 1 come back from taking out the other Algebralians, I guess. Back at the hotel, and the Still Alive crew finally notice 2 in their window. Shouting "Oi!" really loudly does work in the end. Take note, everyone. And of course, 2 has to turn their current situation into a challenge.
Just get me out of here! That's today's challenge. Get my room's door open. The bottom 2 teams to get me out are up for...
Only 3 of us are even contestants. We can't compete right now.
Where'd they go? Why are all of you so annoying?
It's time for a team swap.
Yeah,
Didn't really get that, buddy.
It's a team swap. For now, you'll be separated into 2 teams, alive and dead. Whenever a contestant is dead and hasn't been recovered, they'll belong to the dead team. And when you're back, you're on the alive team. Whichever team gets me out of my hotel room before the other team does, wins.
I don't
Won't
really,
alive just win automatically?
Really unfair!
Unfair? Look, maybe. I don't care. Just keep this simple, okay? Just get the door open. Ding. You win the challenge, okay? I just want this done now, immediately, as soon as possible. So don't, betray or prove anything to anyone. Just get me out of here.
This challenge does seem pretty unfair for Team Dead, doesn't it? I mean, if I was around, I'd just recover everyone, so that there wouldn't be anyone up for elimination. That's just me, though, I guess. We need all hands on deck right now, regardless. But of course, the competitive side of everyone always wins out in the end. And as winners start saying they should all work together, like kicks them all to the side, hops on the force. Seems weird to say force. I should just keep saying four-horse. Forcey. The 4-horse, and gallops towards the hotel. And this leads us into our first 2-led teapot intro for a while. Let's enjoy this one.
Hey, get off! This is my 4-horse.
Are you kidding? No! Just work together and get me out of here. No!
Oh, it's just like the old days again. Except not, because everything's still miserable and dark and ruined. Well, we got the 2-led intro, that's something. Right, let's get back to Bandland, shall we? And Fiery and 8-Ball run into David and Dora, who have been stuck up here since Category 1, which is episode 13 of TPOT. They explain that they've been trying to push the giant instruments that are up in Bandland down to build something to climb down from. Sounds like a kind of a plan, I suppose. So Fiery and 8-Ball join in to help them. Well, one of them does.
I have a confession. I didn't do any of the pulling or the pushing.
We know.
That giant trumpet lands with a thud and propels Fiery Jr. onto the 4-horse, along with Lai, whilst everyone else loses grip. Grassy, winner and loser do make it to the hotel soon after, though. Don't know how much extra momentum the 4-horse really gave Lai in the long run. And Grassy has his own plan cooking.
Stop!
No! Loser, get it!
I needed that!
Hooray! Wait, no! No!
Huh? Whoa, it's you! You're famous!
Well, used to be.
Yes! Taggy's back! Sorry. I have my favourite characters and I'm allowed to be excited about seeing them again. Okay? So it seems like winner and loser are going my route, perhaps, trying to recover people, while Grassy is all in on winning the challenge, same as Lai is. This should be interesting. How many more people can we get on Team Alive before 2 gets freed from their room? That's kind of the way this challenge is going. Grassy then collects the stack of failed debuters, dead bodies, and pushes them around in shopping cart, bundling Loser and Taggy over and accidentally adding an unconscious Loser to the dead bodies pile. Well, that can't bode well for Loser, can it? Back in Bandland, Fiery, David and Dora are making 8-Ball do some actual work, while Lai and Fiery Jr. are heading away from the hotel. Guess Lai couldn't resist going on another adventure.
Never mind. Run, Forcey, run!
Ooh, that's a big bug! Welcome back, Insectophobe's Nightmare. Hotel time again, and Taggy meets up with Winner, with Taggy suddenly realizing that if Winner's alive, that means the controller for the wireless recovery center must have worked. So let's get recovering.
Sweet, you need to recover anyone?
The Bulls always have a plan of action. Do them next. Where's Loser, by the way?
Huh? Oh, he must still be downstairs.
All right, you got this, Taggy. We'll go grab the recovered guys and come back.
Gotcha. Probably should have asked who else. Kinda haven't learned the names of some of these people yet. Well, there's that menace pencil. Oh, black hole. Is everyone just dead then? There's Fanny. And Marker, yeah.
Marker?
Phew.
They recovered Buck first without a second of hesitation. That made me smile. Made me feel all good on the inside. Another heart-punching moment, but a nice heart punch. You know what I mean? One of the nice ones. But, of course, Pencil and Black Hole can't be recovered because they aren't dead. Wonder how long it takes everyone else to figure that out. Oh well, we're getting the balls and Marker back too, which is something. Before Taggy can finish recovering Fanny, though, they overhear two yelling and head in their direction. Alright, time to see those recoveries.
Taggy? You here?
Tennis ball. Golf ball. Marker.
Where are all these people, including me, coming from?
Curious. We must have been recovered remotely. Makes sense, considering the name.
Oh, yeah. I lifted up the flap back in 2022 out of curiosity.
Same.
Well, without a method to recover people, we have to assume we're the only people left. So, as a result, we... No! I just made a new friend after all that free smart nonsense. I've got to find a way to get Taggy back. Taggy!
So much to take away there. First, TB trying to walk over to GB before being bowled over by Marker. Buck immediately wondering where Taggy was and then running off to find them. And this whole bunch knowing that this was a wireless recovery center this whole time. That was a nice little kind of throwaway joke, that one. Honestly, did love all of it. But you know me and my faves, so the Buck and Taggy stuff got me smiling the widest. As it always will, always shall. Unless you get free smart, I guess. They make me smile big too. After Buck runs off and GB warns that she might get destroyed out there in this new wilderness, Marker's preventing death instincts kick in, and he chases after her to try and keep her safe. Turns out GB only did this to get rid of them though, so that her and Tennis Ball can get back to work fixing the recovery center. Marker does catch up with Buck, and we get yet another super wholesome interaction. My heart's been aching for things like this amidst all of the darkness.
Ouchie! What are you doing?
We're safer together, Buck. Friends stick together.
You think we're friends?
Of course. Everyone's my friend. Never mind to take your taker.
Oh, take him! Take him! Take him! Take him! Take him! Take him!
Well, it was wholesome for a little bit anyway. I know. It works as a funny joke after they just connected like that and then immediately try to throw each other to the wolves. Or to the Davids, I guess. But it just made me feel odd, to be honest. Marker's literally about preventing death. One of the most dedicated members of Death Pact. Maybe isn't always super good at it, but is really dedicated to the cause. And offering Buck up as a sacrifice? And then Buck's general personality that we've seen her develop over BFDIE and TPOT has been to just be nice to everyone and help people out whenever she can, right? And then she does the same thing. They're both trying to throw each other to the Davids. It just didn't work for me with those two characters. I mean, I'll admit I did still laugh, but it was so out of character. Yeah, I don't know. It just felt odd. It just didn't. It didn't hit right afterwards when I really thought about it. But in the moment, it was funny in the moment. Back to Lai, Fiery Jr. and our four-horse friend now, Horsey. I've got to learn how to say it, but it always sounds weird in my brain when I say it. Anyway, they're still trying to escape the giant bug, and we got a really cool first-person 2D, 3D scene here. It looked really cool, and after seemingly losing their pursuer, they find a nest of eggs. Well, this doesn't look good.
Heard that. Still feeling good about coming to the forest?
You don't have to speak all the time.
Yeah, lie. Why did you come to the forest? Seems like a really bad move, honestly. In 2's room, Taggy asks why 2 has been locked away for all this time, while starting to clean up the room. Winner then arrives at the recovery center and tells Golf Ball and Tennis Ball that fixing it can wait because there's a challenge to be won.
Ooh, Peggy was right. It worked. You guys seen Loser?
No distractions. We must fix this device post-haste.
We can do that later, guys. We need to win this challenge already and find...
Challenge? We weren't aware of that. KB, we must no longer work together as you are a member of Do-Do-Do-Do-Do-Do and a sworn enemy of Cloudy Yay.
Aww.
No, we've swapped teams. We're all together right now.
Tennis Ball, consider our camaraderie back on track.
Yay!
We have to get into 2's room. It's locked from the outside.
Wasn't there a key back during that huge storm? Do you know its whereabouts, Winner?
If we can create some kind of magnet and locate it, we can simply open 2's door and win.
We can use basketball's pitiful factory.
Here, I've got you.
Okay, so it seems that Winner is also focusing on the challenge and not recovering anyone else. I'd still be trying to recover people. That's what I'd be doing, I tell you. I do find it really interesting that despite all of the horror around them all, pretty much every character's competitive streak still takes precedence, and they still be like, challenge! Oh shoot, we've got to win it! What happened to all of that personal growth they've done over some of the previous seasons? It's like, never mind that. I guess now the recovery center is still kind of functioning, now that there's a wireless remote. It's not as concerning to everybody that everybody else is dead, so they could just get on with stuff and worry about everything else later, I guess. Sometimes you just need the distraction, don't you? The only exceptions for the competitive streak I can think of so far in this episode are Taggy, who just wanted to work on recovering people and is now just sitting chatting with 2, Buck, who just wants to find Taggy, and Marker, who just wants to prevent death. I guess you could also count Lie in this one, actually, because she decided to go on an adventure instead of trying to get the door open, but she started off thinking about how she could win the challenge on her own. I just don't know where that thought disappeared to. Speaking of Buck and Marker, they're still stuck on top of the mutated David Mantis, and Buck asks Marker how they're going to get out of it. And Marker has a plan.
I know what always works. Ahem. Black hole! Black hole!
That's all you had?
Oh, seriously?
Yeah, no black hole to come and help this time. But I suppose beating the heck out of the David might work too. Meanwhile, Taggy finds 2 some edible food in the room, while 2 catches them up on the story of 1 and 3, what they got up to after the Algebralians went their own ways, including a nice reference to the planet that 9 was living on with the skateboards, before 1 took that place out, along with 9 in TPOT 20. Sorry, 9 fans. I think Algebralian fans in general are not going to have the best of times over the next few episodes. After a while searching around, 2 came across 4 and X and tried to reconnect with them.
Guys, it's been a while, right? Look, I've been struggling to find...
Who are you?
What? I'm 2, obviously. Guys, I've really been trying to keep this power and distance myself from... Huh?
4? Are you sure?
Yes, X.
My history with 4 and X, they'd forgotten. This looming huge thing over my head that I was running from was just forgotten by them. I tried to just push how I felt down and not care, but that didn't help either. Hey, dummy, you want to get out of that bit and go do something fun? I just wanted a community again. And no matter where I went, I didn't have one. So I came back and stole what 4 had. Maybe it was wrong of me, I don't know. But they completely forgot about everything we went through, so why not? I just wanted a place to call home. But then, I made a friend. A true friend. And it's my fault she's gone.
I don't really know how much I can do or say, but thank you for sharing this with me.
Thank you as well.
Poor 2. And now we know why they barreled into BFB and stole a bunch of Force contestants. Good job being a good listener, Taggy. It was a beautiful scene, honestly. 2 just needed someone to sit with and vent to. Maybe they'll get the chance to do that with Gaty again sometime. I sure hope so. Back with Lai, Fiery Jr. and the Four Horse. And they're completely surrounded by bugs now. Yay. Lai throws Fiery Jr. at one of them to take them out, but there are still way too many to handle. Things are getting chaotic now, with the David Mantas launching Buck and Marker.
Good luck, Marker.
Look, you're back!
Black hole, save me! Or Vandy, or Tree, my buddies, please!
Whoa, what the? Oh, hey, Marker.
Wow! Hot! Lying, not again!
Sorry, Marker. This time I won't betray you, I promise. Yes, they listen to us now, Marker. Of course. Get me up there, Marker. Now, little bug, listen to me. Never mind, this was a bad idea.
Ah, what is happening? I just want my friends!
Buck and Taggy reunited. Yay! But also 2 being happy for them, but also instantly sad. It was another heartbreaking moment in the episode for me. It's like 2 was like, oh, besties get to hug each other and stuff, and then, oh, I don't have my bestie anymore. And Lai continues to have good ideas that turn out to be terrible ideas in this episode, with Pooh Marker just wanting his friends back. Grassy's finished putting together his dead body battering ram. How morbid does that sound? But when he pushes them off the workshop bench, they roll right through the door and in the direction of the black goop. Uh-oh, Loser is still in that pile. Winner gets flattened by the now dead body boulder, and he is Loser within, pulling Grassy along to help save him. Buck and Taggy then try to break 2's door down, while TB and GB are working on their magnet to try and secure the key to 2's room, while GB ponders on the goo and whether it's bad or good, and what's in it. The scientist in her just never stops. So I'm sure GB is going to be doing some research on it once the challenge is done and dusted. Pretty sure that's how TPOT 22 might even start. Oh yeah, and it's been a while since we checked in with Match after she began her pencil rescue mission.
Matchy, wait up! Like, what is that? Get, like, out of the way! Ouch! Yikes! Leave me alone! Get off me!
Maya, watch out!
No! Help! Help! What are you doing, matchy?
Yeah, we don't know what this is. We should get back inside.
Pencil needs me. I have to go find her.
Pencil's probably the one to blame for this. She's hurt everyone, Mitch. She's hurt all of us. Why are you still helping her?
Didn't you see her, like, on that screen bubble? That's not Pencil when she's at her best. That's Pencil when she's alone, like, struggling, when she needs someone. When I was swept up in that storm, I had no idea what you'd both do when you saw me. All I knew is I felt so alone all that time in the exit, and you welcomed me back and forgave me. I know how important that was for me. So we could be, like, angry, or we could help her when we know she needs it, just like I did. Because she's my best friend. Thanks, guys.
Of course, Mitch.
Let's go find Pencil.
Match's dedication to Pencil is so powerful to see, and Bubble and Ruby being on board to also help out fills me with so much joy. I love this. Oh, you know we're going to get a big Pencil storyline somewhere in the near future. She's stuck in the past right now. We've got to have the Pencil story. Can Free Smart be reunited? I mean, not in the past, I mean in the now. I think Buck might be a hard sell on that, but can her and Pencil at least get back on kind of good terms with each other? I'm so invested in that story. I need it. And while not everybody is exactly screaming for it, I'm here for it. I want a Pencil resolution story. Pencil redemption arc. Back over with Marker and the Four Horse now, and they are still trying to ride away from the bugs, with Lai and Fiery Jr. now stuck in the belly of one of the bigger insects. Quite the predicament they're in, Until the Bandland crew push another piece of musical equipment from the sky, and the impact bounces Lai and Fiery Jr. around, and hey, wouldn't you know it, Lai still has the key to 2's room, and also the token that Marker gave her in the last challenge, before she brutally murdered him. Fiery Jr. then gets mad about her having the key all this time, and Lai slams him into the side of the bug's stomach, burning it from the inside and making it spit them out. Finally, something actually goes right for Lai in this episode. However, as soon as Lai jumps on top of the key and the token, GB and TB turn on their magnet and pull her up the side of the hotel, along with the items. And then another giant item gets pushed down from Bandland, which propels Grassy's dead body boulder into a tree. So that stops it. Phew! Unfortunately, the bush monster reappears and launches it towards Winner and Grassy, and they get sucked up in it too. In the boulder, part of the boulder, in the boulder, part of the boulder. Back at the front door of the hotel, the bugs have the place surrounded.
Whoops, forgot these guys were even here.
Quiet.
Shush! Saying quiet is just making more noise. Shush! 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 Shush!
Quick, close the door!
Phew! Problem solved.
Leave us alone, Boggy!
Hey, that's Pin's advantage token. Yoink!
No fair! That's mine!
Nuh-uh. It was trees anyway, and if he's dead, R.I.P., then it's good for TB. TB, turn off the magnet so I can get this stupid token already.
According to this data, we're attracting something much bigger coming our way with this magnet. Should I turn it off?
What on earth could it be?
Ouch! Hey! We're on the same team. Give me the key at least.
Sorry, but how am I to believe you?
Grr! Give me back my token. Whoops.
You're weird.
No! I was supposed to get my token back. Stupid, stupid, stupid.
Yes, Golfball, you've got this. What is the meaning of this?
that all of them?
Golf ball?
No! Golfy!
I don't know how to say this, but I think Team Dead wins? But, you know, thanks for getting me out of that door and stuff. Yeah, thanks, guys.
Oh. Oh, well then. Team Dead with the win, I guess. Should have seen that coming, really, when it seemed really obvious that Team Alive would be the team that would win it. Should not be surprised that Team Dead somehow won this one. And here's who's up for elimination. The voting will have ended by the time this video goes up, so I hope you remember to vote for who you wanted to save. Can you guess who I voted for? Is it too obvious? So many good characters up for elimination, though. It's like, I'm going to lose someone I really like either way in the next elimination, because honestly, I do like all of them. But I definitely have people I like more than the others. Luckily for me, anyway. Oh yes, and as always, we got a really intriguing post-credits sequence as well.
Right! Go, like X, go!
So yes, a lot of people were saying that X was going to play a big part in tracking down One and taking her down, and that seems to have started up already. And why the heck can't Fanny be recovered? That one left me with such a big on my face. Huh? So many things still left to be resolved. All the dead contestants still need to be recovered. It looks like the recovery center is going to be fixed up anyway, because that's what X was doing. And, like, you know, the whole One storyline, where does the competition even go from here? Like, how did the challenges even go back to normal when the world is the way it is right now? You know, this goop-filled, perpetually dark planet. Suppose we'll see what happens whenever TPOT 22 lands. Unless TPOT 22 ends up being another One side story. I mean, it's possible. She's tracking down those other Algebraians, right? But either way, we will have to wait to find out. I thought this was a really good episode. It was nice to finally see what happened after the challenge from episode 19, after all of the waiting. And at the same time, that's not me trying to say that the One backstory episode shouldn't have happened, because I thought that was a really, really cool episode as well. But it is nice to get back into the swing of things and get reacquainted with some of the characters and get some of those recovered characters back and hang out with them. It was a good bunch. It was a good bunch of characters we got to hang out with in this episode. Hopefully we do get the whole gang back in the next episode. That would be great. But again, all depends on what the plans are now with X and One and everything. But amazing work, everybody. Another really, like, bumper episode. Really good animation. Really good, obviously, voice acting as always. Everything was just beautiful. Really, really well put together. And I am excited to see what happens in TPOT 22. And now that makes me wonder, do we get the BFDIE finale next? Aside from the BFDIE episodes, of course. Or do we get another TPOT episode? I don't know. We'll find out soon enough, I guess. All right, let's stick with Jack and Jellyfy for just a little bit longer because they did drop an announcement about this week's episode of BFDIE. We've got a rejoin. It's a rejoin episode. So that makes me think, because it says get ready for an extra special episode. So this means it's going to be a rejoin challenge. So there's not going to be an elimination in this episode. It's going to be just to see who rejoins for the next one. Right. So if it's a rejoin challenge, it could go either way, couldn't it? Oh. You know, I had a feeling there'd be a rejoin at some point. I did think that the favourite votes were going to count towards it, but I guess they're not doing it that way. So because this could go either way, one of my faves could get back in here. I guess it depends on how they want to do the story and stuff. I'd like to see Beach Ball get back. I need Beach Ball and sticker content. I need more Beach Ball and sticker. I'd take Jammy getting back in. I'd take Jammy rejoining straight away and not being Ruler's henchman anymore. And her excuse could be, well, I left the challenge. So when I left the challenge, I wasn't your henchman anymore. But now I'm back. It's a fresh start. And then she just goes and does her own thing. I'd like that. I'd like to see Money get another chance because I think Money was just bad luck in that episode. Hot Dog as well, I guess. Although Hot Dog's stubbornness to climb the really dangerous pole was kind of Hot Dog's undoing. So, I don't know. Me personally, I don't want to see David get back in. I don't know. I feel like we've had a lot of David content across the shows. I'm more than happy to move on from David for a while. Sorry, don't kill me. Please. I don't have a recovery center. But yeah, I don't want to see David get back in. I mean, any of the other five, really. I don't know about Hot Dog. But like Rose, Jammy, Beach Ball, Money. Any of those four. I guess I'm not super choosy. 4 of the 6, I'll take. But it's going to be exciting to see what the challenge is going to be and, of course, which direction they go with this. So stay tuned for tomorrow, I guess. All right, we've got a little update from Livy on the Daily Savings Object Show, Episode 3. Writing is complete for the episode. Audio editing has begun. About halfway finished with audio and production is moving along very nicely. See you all on March the 8th. So they are on target, which is super fun. I do love this idea of an object show where an episode comes out every time the clocks go forwards or backwards. I just really like it. And like I said when we were talking about it before, it gives you lots of time between episodes to really just put together whatever you want to put together for it. And it gives you plenty of planning time for the story. I just think it's really, really fun and a really cool idea. And I'm looking forward to episode 3. Okay, Malues dropped another Love of the Sun video. And it's like another trolley one. I really enjoyed the kind of silly, meme-ish trolley videos we've been getting from Malues. It's a happy 3 years. Happy 3rd anniversary. Happy New Year. Anyway, you have to check it out. It's really fun. It's a really goofy, silly little video. But we did get a little notification at the end of it that says this is going to be the last upload before Love of the Sun 2 comes out. So the next thing that gets uploaded to Malu's channel is apparently going to be Lots 2, which is really exciting. It's also going to be roughly 30 minutes. That also got mentioned at the end of the video. So it's another bit of a beefcake of an episode. But I'm ready, I'm prepared, I'm looking forward to it. Bring it on, Malues. I am so totally 100% ready. Definitely. Alright, this little post from Yolkroll literally dropped just as I was getting ready to hit the record button on this video. But I managed to sneak it anyway because I could not resist putting this in. BIJOU! The super adorable kitty cat from Floors. We got a super cute little gif of that. I love it so much. So I had to include it because I love my cat content. Animated cats, comic book cats, real life cats. I just like cats, okay? You give me cat content, I'm probably going to share it, alright? It's one of my biggest weaknesses. So yeah, thank you for that one, Yolkroll. It really brightened up my afternoon. And finally, we did actually get another update from Zero on the animation progress on File 2B. Today I spent around 8 hours animating all in one sitting, and I got 1 minute of animation done. If I did this for about 2 weeks straight, episode 2 could be out by this month. Unfortunately, I do have responsibilities. And then we got another little sneaky peeky there, and poop. Thank you for that. Very insightful screenshot, Zero. And also, hey, you know, having responsibilities is a thing that we just have to deal with. I know, it's really annoying. The amount of times I wake up in the morning, I'm like, I wish I didn't have to do all these other things, so I could just do this other thing that I really want to do. That's just all of us, I guess, in general. All you can do is what you have time to do. Don't push yourself. I feel like I've said this to nearly everybody today. Just do what you can do, get through what you can, and things will be ready whenever they're ready. It is what it is. But the main point of it all is we will be here whenever. So I do appreciate the update. Hopefully the responsibilities aren't too weighty and overbearing. That's all I can really say on that one. But I know responsibilities be responsibilitying. Right? All right, and that will do it for this episode of Object Show Roundup. Thank you, everybody. A couple of other little things to say to wrap things up with here. I am scheduled to record another Object Show interview with somebody, and that's meant to be happening this very week. It may potentially delay the weekend episode of Object Show Roundup, maybe, depending, because it means I might not be able to get to tomorrow's episode of BFDIE until Friday. So I don't know if I could get everything squeezed in for the weekend episode. It's either that or maybe I just skip the weekend and just record another episode for next week instead. I don't know yet. It would feel weird to not have an Object Show Roundup go up on a Saturday because that's kind of been the standard day. But at the moment, it's kind of looking like the Saturday episode would end up just being BFDIE again. And I really don't want that to be every single Saturday. Just BFDIE. When it comes to whole episodes, I mean. I'll probably always have other little updates from people to talk about. I'm going to just play it by ear and see. But if you have any thoughts on it, let me know. It's like if you want me to just hold over a BFDIE episode until the week after and just wait and see if any other things come out to talk about. It just, I know it's more up to me, it's my channel and stuff, but I don't know. I mean, I always feel free to let me know what you think, regardless, of course. It doesn't just have to be about this one thing. But anyway, super excited to do this interview. That should be going up sometime in the middle of the month, which, I mean, you could argue that's going to be next week, but it could end up being the week after, just to give me enough time to pull everything together for it. So yes, I am excited to get that done, though. It's like I am going to limit myself to one interview a month. I know that really does limit how many people I can talk to, but I have a limited amount of time, so I can only squeeze in who I can squeeze in and when I can squeeze them in. So hopefully I can do more in the future. That would be awesome if I could. But for now, I can only do so much. It's going to be fun, though. I hope you're all going to enjoy it when it does release. So yeah, that's it. That's everything. I said that was already everything, and then I talked about more stuff. I always do that, don't I? I'm so sorry. Thank you, everybody, for being here. Whether you spent 5 seconds here, just tuned in for one specific chapter, or you stuck it out till the very end for the whole video, however much time you spend here, it really does mean the world to me. Thank you so much for continuing to just be a bunch of awesome people. Love and appreciate all of you. Keep watching object shows, keep creating object shows, keep discovering new object shows, and don't forget to make the YouTube algorithm happy. Like the video, share the video, comment on the video, let me know what you think. And yeah, that's Mikey signing out again for another episode. I will see you in the next one, whether it turns out to be this weekend or next week. We'll just see what happens as the week goes on, I suppose. Take care, everybody. Toodaloo.